Now I can actually do the intro of the video. So, obviously, I need to remember and activate my silence detection afterwards. But in terms of you guys, I'm going to move the microphone a little bit closer to me as well, because that means you guys will be able to hear me properly. Obviously, this video is about space and space travel and what are my hopes for the next couple of years that we can do. My hopes is that we actually manage to get people to start the Mars colonization, get them launched and up into space. My only thoughts about that is how are we going to communicate with them once they're actually on Mars. They could drop communication nodes, which communication nodes in my terms of things would be little boxes that send and receive signals both ways. So that it's not, it probably would be a delay, maybe an hour, 2 hours, maybe more than that. But the only problems with this is the distance between them and the astronomical data of how we'd actually get them to be all in the same line. Or maybe they can be in different sectors. So say one's in like one part of the solar system, because it would be closer to our planet, it would be spinning the same. Obviously, when they're launched, they would have to be launched really precisely, and they would need to have fuel to have course corrections and things like that, so that if they got hit by a rogue meteorite or asteroid or something like that, because after that is done, it would increase the time that the communications could be sent. So say in theoretical practice they launched, I don't know, maybe 2,000 of these communication nodes. Small little buggers that have got just solar energy that just transmit data. One of them gets hit by an asteroid, and then it drops it from an hour communication to an hour and a half. And then they lose another one. It drops it to 2 hours. And then 3, and then 4, until it's only got like one at one end and one at the other, and then we're spending 7-8 days or more waiting on a communication from Mars, which would be shit. So we need to develop faster engines as well for space travel, so that we could actually, as soon as we leave the Earth's atmosphere, maybe we get like ionic engines or something like that we can, use pure energy or radioactive material, nuclear powered engines that propel themselves via just using the radiation somehow to make a radiation burst that you can get up. The ability to have a colony on the moon would be actually fantastic. I know that it would be pretty funny and weird to be on the moon because of the low gravity, but maybe we could develop artificial plating for the streets and things like that, or magnetic boots. They build the road with metal in it anyway, well, with metal pipes in it and on Earth and things like that. What about having roads up there with metal pipes in them, just specifically, maybe not, to have magnets so that they keep the people on the Mars thing, and if you jump, then the magnets should be strong enough to bring you back down on the terms of Earth's gravity. Obviously, any child that's born in space wouldn't be able to come down into Earth's atmosphere because their spine and their body and temperature and things like that, they wouldn't be used to our atmosphere. So they would die. Or they would die, but they would be crushed. In terms of the way that thingy. But it wouldn't be an instantaneously thing of them being crushed. It would slowly, their body would start to be, more degraded, their bones would be more brittle and things like that. And, they would start to get hurt a lot more than what we would, because they wouldn't be used to our gravity, so their body would eventually cripple under the gravity, which is pretty much probably the most painful way to go. It's like if we went to inside Saturn and Jupiter and things like that, and we just get crushed by the atmosphere itself, which is very gruesome. Just imagine it's like you'd end up being like a puddle on the floor, because you wouldn't even be just a squished plate. It would be a puddle on the floor probably because of the atmosphere. It would be fun to have the ability to head down to an airport and be like, oh, screw it, I'm just going to to the moon for a couple of days for a holiday. That would be absolutely fucking funny. It would be hilarious, being honest. Or going to your friend's house who lives on the moon. You've been gaming with him for like years, and it's just like, yeah, you should come up here sometime. You know, we'll go down to the skate park or the. Well, it wouldn't be a skate park. It'd be a hover park. You know, they would just have like this sort of way of, well, even in the low gravity, if you didn't have the magnetic boots, a board without any wheels on it, would you be able to use that as a hoverboard, or would your weight, well, you would need some way of pushing it back up, because guaranteed as soon as you put your weight onto it or anything else like that, because of the gravity, it may be low, but it won't be, you know, massively low that where you would hover off of the ground, because it does have a gravity suit. But it'd be a little bit more easier to have, you know, a hoverboard. And I know that we are actually technically coming out with hoverboards now. Technically, they require a super strong magnet on both ends, where there is actually a skate park, if I remember rightly. But it's just magnets that are propelling each other. It's like a north and north magnets hitting each other, or south and south, one of the two. Which is kind of weird. And my cat is now decided to be sprawled out all over my legs. Obviously, these videos are going to be coming every 2 weeks, exclusive to the crew members on GameWesp, and obviously you guys will be seeing this on the YouTube, my YouTube channel, the day after. Obviously, I will be putting up a lifestyle segment, which will be available to everybody on the day that I film it. Well, the day that I render it up. In terms of, let's push that stuff aside and go back to the space and travel, because I'm going to end up probably ranting and raving about everything. I would definitely like to be able to see that. You know, it's one of those things where it's just like, you know, what's the point in not having the ability to go up to Mars and back in the space of a weekend, or, well, maybe a week. A weekend would be a little bit too little, because you've got your travel time there, depending on how fast the engines are and things like that. Or maybe we try doing a space elevator, you know, where I think it was in a book that we were doing. A book that I was reading a while back, where there was an elevator going from the ground to a space station up in low orbit, where they kept ships there instead of them launching off from the ground, so that they were in space a lot quicker. But yeah. Obviously, guys, I don't want to turn around and say, you know, you really need to eat more, Danny. Things too personal in this video, because it's meant to be about space and travel and things like that. Obviously, next week's one, you guys have got full control over. In the YouTube ones, this will be going live on Sunday, the 9th. Not Sunday, Saturday the 9th. And it'll be going live for the crew members on the 8th. I'd like to say that I'm going to try and get it out before I go live, but guaranteed I'm not going to be able to. So it might actually go out for you guys on Sunday, depending on how long I end up sleeping. My body's gone through a sort of change, but at this minute in time, space and travel. There isn't much else that I can sit there and say that I would like to happen. You know, the ability to go to the moon, because that's a feasible goal in the next, 10 years. I mean, by the time I reach 40, if we can go to Mars and back within, like, I don't know, the space of a month, fuck it. It'd be absolutely amazing to be able to sit there and go, take a 2-month vacation. Well, not even a 2-month vacation. It would have to be like a 4-month vacation, because it would be a month there, you'd spend 2 months there, come back, and it'd be another month. So you'd be like 4 months out, which would be pretty cool, because it's like, you know, it's another planet. What more do you guys want of reasons why? Them. Anyway, I think it's time that I actually end the video here. If you guys have liked, you can leave a like. If you disliked the video, you can leave a dislike. If you guys are watching on YouTube, you can subscribe to my YouTube channel. It's down that way somewhere, down on the bottom. It used to be up in the top. Obviously, there's going to be relevant videos, probably up that side. If you guys actually want to have other people that are actually talking about space and travel and other things like that, you guys can go subscribe to Scott Manley. I'll leave his channel link in the description below. He does a bunch of stuff on Kerbal Space Program and things like that. It would be nice to, you know, it would actually be nice to turn around and find out things about space, because it's something different. And yeah, you can tell. Anyway, bye bye!